In Chapter 12, Christopher Berryde moves toward a powerful closing reflection on everything he has learned from interviewing violent psychopaths. This chapter feels like a conclusion to the psychological journey of the book. It focuses on final insights about the psychopathic personality, the long-term danger of emotional detachment, the limits of reform and rehabilitation, lessons for society and individuals, the importance of awareness without fear. Chapter 12 is less about shocking stories and more about understanding the bigger picture. Brain the core truth about psychopathy. After years of interviews, Berryde reinforces one central truth. Psychopathy is defined not only by violent acts, but by emotional emptiness. Psychopaths may understand moral rules, recognize social expectations, explain why their actions are wrong, but emotionally they remain detached. They often lack genuine guilt, deep empathy, emotional remorse. This emotional absence is the foundation of their dangerous behavior. Neutral face calmness as a warning sign. Chapter 12 reminds readers that psychopathy is rarely dramatic in appearance. Most people expect anger, shouting, visible madness, but many psychopaths are calm, logical, controlled, articulate. This calmness can be misleading. Berryde explains that emotional stability does not always equal moral stability. A person can appear composed while lacking conscience. Performing art's the mask that never fully falls. Throughout the book, the mask has been a recurring idea. In Chapter 12, Berryde reflects on how consistent this mask is. Even after conviction and imprisonment, many psychopaths continue presenting themselves strategically, adapt their personality to the situation, learn how to appear reflective or improved. Some may become skilled at describing emotions without truly feeling them. The mask may change shape, but it rarely disappears completely. Direct hit control as a lifelong pattern. Control remains a central theme in this final chapter. Even in prison, psychopaths may seek psychological control, social influence, attention, manipulation opportunities. For many, control is not a temporary desire. It is part of their personality structure. Berryde emphasizes that understanding this need for control helps professionals evaluate risk more accurately. Balance the question of chain. Chapter 12 revisits the most debated issue. Can psychopaths truly chain? Berryde suggests behavior can sometimes be managed. Risk can be reduced with supervision. Emotional transformation is rare. Some individuals may learn to function safely within structured systems. However, developing genuine empathy and remorse remains extremely difficult. This realistic view does not eliminate hope, but it demands caution. Jigsaw lessons for individuals. The author offers practical psychological lessons for readers. Pay attention to patterns, not words. Consistent manipulation matters more than charming speech. Trust behavior over promises. Words can be rehearsed. Behavior is harder to fake long-term. Recognize emotional coldness. Lack of empathy combined with repeated harmful behavior is a warning sign. Maintain boundaries. Emotional strength protects against manipulation. These lessons are not meant to create paranoia, but awareness. Magnifying glass tilted left society's responsibility. Berryde emphasizes that society must avoid glamorizing violent criminals, improve psychological assessment tools, support victims and families, educate people about warning signs. Understanding psychopathy should strengthen prevention, not fuel fascination. The focus must always remain on protection and awareness. Face without mouth, the emotional contrast. The chapter highlights the emotional imbalance between victims who suffer deeply and long-term, psychopaths who often remain emotionally detached. This contrast reinforces the seriousness of psychopathy as a social issue. While victims carry trauma, offenders may carry little internal burden. This imbalance is one of the hardest realities to accept. Brain final reflection from the author. Barry D. concludes that his interviews taught him something profound. Human beings are capable of extreme emotional depth, but also extreme emotional absence. Psychopathy represents the far end of that spectrum. The most disturbing aspect is not rage or chaos. It is calm indifference. And that indifference can be more dangerous than visible anger. Key lessons from Chapter 12. Psychopathy centers on emotional detachment. Calmness does not equal conscience. The mask of normality is often consistent. Control is a lifelong psychological drive. Deep emotional reform is rare. Awareness and boundaries protect individuals. Prevention requires understanding, not fear. Brain simple conclusion. Chapter 12 serves as a thoughtful closing chapter. Christopher Barry shows that psychopathy is not mysterious madness. It is emotional emptiness combined with intelligence and control. The book ultimately teaches that empathy is one of humanity's greatest strengths. Its absence creates profound danger. Awareness is protection. The final message is not panic. It is knowledge. Understanding the psychopathic mind allows society to respond wisely rather than emotionally.